Alicia Berenson, a talented London painter with a seemingly perfect life, shocks everyone when she is found standing beside the dead body of her husband, Gabriel, who has been tied to a chair and shot in the face 5 times. She offers no explanation, utters no words, and remains completely silent from that moment onward. Her silence turns her into a mysterious figure the media calls the silent patient, and she is placed in a secure psychiatric facility called the Grove. Years later, Theo Faber, a psychotherapist with a troubled childhood and a deep obsession with understanding Alicia's silence, joins the Grove specifically to treat her because he is convinced he can help her speak again. Theo slowly uncovers Alicia's past, her childhood trauma, abusive father, unstable mental health, and her intense emotional dependence on Gabriel, all of which paint the picture of a woman whose silence is not madness, but a desperate form of communication. Theo reads Alicia's hidden diary, which reveals her fear that someone was watching her and that she felt Gabriel was becoming distant and unfaithful. As Theo investigates deeper, he realizes that many people around Alicia may have motives. Her jealous cousin Paul, her controlling brother-in-law Max, and even neighbors who saw strange movements around her house. Alicia, still silent, paints a haunting masterpiece titled Alcestis, a reference to a Greek myth about a woman who sacrifices herself and returns from the dead but refuses to speak, symbolizing her own pain and truth locked inside. Theo keeps pushing until Alicia begins to trust him. And in rare moments of vulnerability, she writes small hints in her diary that show she wants to speak, but is trapped by fear. The story takes a sharp turn when Alicia finally breaks her silence and writes a confession revealing the shocking truth. On the night Gabriel died, a masked man broke into their house, tied her and Gabriel to chairs, and pointed a gun at them. The intruder gave Gabriel a horrifying choice, Alicia or him, and Gabriel coldly chose himself, showing no hesitation, exposing how little he valued Alicia's life. The masked man spared Alicia, leaving her traumatized, and the betrayal shattered her emotionally. When the masked man left, Alicia broke free and confronted Gabriel, and in a moment of unbearable pain and rage at being abandoned by the man she loved, she shot him herself. As Alicia finishes her confession, the biggest twist of the story is revealed. The masked intruder was actually Theo, years before he became her therapist. Theo, who was secretly stalking Gabriel because Gabriel was having an affair with Theo's own wife, had broken into their home in a moment of emotional breakdown and unknowingly set the stage for the tragedy. Theo's sessions with Alicia were never about saving her. They were about keeping himself hidden, understanding how much she remembered, and controlling the narrative. When Alicia realizes Theo was the intruder, she tries to expose him by writing the truth in her diary, but Theo discovers the diary and attempts to silence her permanently by injecting her with a deadly drug disguised as medicine. Alicia slips into a coma-like state, unable to speak again. However, the diary, hidden away, is discovered by another doctor who reads the shocking confession, leading to Theo's arrest. In the end, Alicia returns to her silent state, not by choice this time, but because Theo has forced her into it, while Theo faces the consequences of his actions, exposing the dark truth that both therapist and patient were broken by betrayal, trauma, and silent suffering. The novel concludes with a chilling understanding that silence can hide the deepest horrors, and sometimes the person trying to save you is the one who destroyed you.